Welcome to Takshisala Gurukul channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe immediately, press the bell button and write your comments and feedback. Share with your friends as much as possible. We provide online Kundalini Raja Yoga initiation and Kundali activation in 6 months.
21. Saguna Nirguna Brahmapasana Instructions, Rudra Pelidha Rajayogadi, Bhadra Saguna Nirguna Sam. Mridi Brahmapasana Radham Sriti Matadi Shanmukhaj, Rudra, the god known as Bhadra said, Shanmukha, I have explained the 4 limbs that are the basis of Rajayoga, the symptoms of Chidvaivak and Samadhi. Now I will explain the 3rd limb, the Saguna Nirguna Brahma worship, according to Sritimit. Become happy by doing this. Hara said this. Shanmukha, having finished his hands, said, O good teacher, first please tell me the symptoms of Daharakasha. Then Parashiva said this, shedding tears of joy from his eyes. O son of Kalika, what is the meaning of the sky? Ask me, at the time of the Draupadi Swayamvara, when a spinning fish doll was tied up, its reflection fell in the oil of the vessel placed below, Arjuna saw the shadow in the oil with his arrow and shot it into the eye of the spinning fish. Similarly, the yogi, having turned his gaze back, fixed it within himself, Avrichikshu, and with half-closed eyes, gazes with concentration on the Chidatma in his heart. By daily practice, the yogi's gaze becomes inward, and his charisma and self-confidence accumulate in him. The illusion of being himself is loosened and he appears as himself. Then sparks of brilliance fall from the yogi's eyes and he remains blissful and content. Thus the yogi, day after day, burns lust in his heart. There is no scent of scripture. There is no idea that he is himself. Now the yogi, with constant naturalness, sees Brahman as himself. Even though the senses of such a Brahman-born yogi move about, his mind is immersed in supreme bliss. He is satisfied in the bliss of the soul. Listen, Timma, when he is immersed in complete bliss, he has no external awareness. Once he wakes up, he merges with the Brahman image by himself. Or he sleeps. He opens his eyes as Brahman and forgets the body and wanders in the bliss of Brahman. His vision is inward, and the play of the senses ceases. Just as a lamp burns brightly in the absence of wind, his mind, devoid of play and smell, rests in Brahman without effort. Why does the tongue of a yogi who has eaten the supreme nectar crave sour buttermilk? Similarly, the senses of a yogi who is swaying in the throes of pleasure do not indulge in impermanent material pleasures. Doctor. When he stands in the shade of a tree, his shadow is hidden. When the small shadow of his body is hidden in the great shade, he is in it. Similarly, having attained that perfect Brahman, he loses his bodily consciousness and remains there alone as the perfect Brahman. Thus is the sky of death. Know that this is a part of Samadhi. 10. Question. How is it possible to know the happiness of Samadhi? Just as one recalls the objectless bliss one experienced thereafter awakening from sleep, and says in the waking state, similarly in Samadhi I was immersed in the pure, unconfused bliss of true bliss, without the craving for knowledge or forgetfulness and without the pleasure of association with sense objects, the Samahita recalls his experience of Samadhi and says in the waking state. Even after awakening from Samadhi, the senses of the yogi do not remain for long in the use of pleasure and pain, but rather turn inward and rush to immerse themselves in objectless bliss. To explain this, I will tell you an example. Listen very carefully. Example. An old woman who had no stomach got up and went to a place where there was green fruit, ate her fill and went to bed happily. Then, no matter how much its owner comes and wakes it up in anger, it does not wake up, it does not move from there, it lies there, lying down. In the same way, the mind and senses of a yogi who is mature in knowledge, suffering from the suffering of things, go towards true happiness. With inner focus, and truly enjoy the bliss of Parabrahman. Then, if the karma says, act in penance, make things happy, the yogi, without listening to them, will again and again become absorbed in the true bliss of penance, like an old animal. Here, the yogis, awakened from the state of Samadhi, either by themselves or by others, will not abandon good conduct and good deeds, and will tell their disciples about the bliss of Samadhi that they have experienced. The great ones who are penanced in penance will be the form of Brahma in their actions and words and will shine as the lamp of Brahmananda. It has been described. This is the kingdom of life-giving bliss, greater happiness, O Shanmukha, this is the true sweetness of happiness. This is the 16 of the Vedas. Saguna Brahmapasana, O son of Hemavati, in the worship that is approved by the Vedas and is considered the sweetness of Soma, there are two types, Saguna and Nirguna. You, Marula, understand. First, I will tell you the abode of Saguna worship with harmony. To achieve Raja Yoga, the process of worship must first be necessary. When the worshipper resorts to the worship of Saguna Brahmapasana, vices disappear and virtues arise. Saguna itself is the one that becomes worthy of liberation. Just as the sun hovers in the sky, unbroken, the devotee of the qualities worships, serves, the Nirguna Atma in the dissolution of the threefold nature of the emotions, and by the grace of the Guru attains the Nirguna Brahmapada. 19. The great souls who know the greatness of righteousness say that only unbroken devotion is the sign of the worship of the Saguna Brahma. The worshipper must determine that his hands, feet, ears, eyes, tongue, mouth, feet, head, stomach, lips, beard and moustache are not his, not himself, but that with affection he knows that all these are the limbs of Brahma, that his navel is the navel of Brahma, that his voice is his. He should renounce all his good qualities, his color, and his whole being as his own, and determine that they are Brahman. Similarly, the body composed of the five elements is his, the senses of action, the senses of religion, all the phenomena and the worlds belong to Brahman without any deceit, and he is the omniscient, and I am the little knowing, which is Sagunopasana. O Shanmukha, in this way the worshipper decides that the body of the devotee is not his, and the body does not belong to him. He stands naked and worships, and everything that is his becomes his. 24. The peculiar behavior of the Sagunopasaka. How does the worshipper who knows that he, his body, his senses and all their religions belong to the Supreme Soul, behave while in the body? Although this may seem strange, here the worshipper's self-knowledge and devotion is manifested. When his body and limbs become the soul's, he becomes nothing, then he becomes naked and performs devotion as follows. The leaf is withered, get up, lie down, go there and come, he eats and sleeps, he goes there himself and comes. Again, addressing his body, dress, sing, surrender, he dresses, sings and surrenders himself. He says again, take a bath, meditate, be silent, ask and give, O God, and he dances, knowing that his body and all his senses are the Supreme Soul. As above, he performs the above acts of bathing, meditation, silence, giving and killing in the name of God with no pride. This is the sign of a devotee of the qualities. O caveman, listen again, the behavior of this yogi is strange. He confronts his inner self and says thus, speak, tell the truth, love, excrete, and remove the filth, O Lord, one should be alert, one should avoid the company of the despised, and always remember the Supreme Lord, thus teaching the inner self, one who speaks by himself, tells the truth and loves, excretes urine and feces, engages in the company of the righteous, and remembers God. This is the smallness of the devotee of the pure Brahma. This is the liberation that is possible. He alone becomes eligible to have the pure Supreme Lord. 36. The worship of the pure Brahma. O Durjananda, the worship of the pure Brahma should not be told to the lustful and the discordant. The worship of the pure Brahma is not useful for those who desire the happiness of the heavenly worlds. The pure worshipper is himself whatever he appears to be. He does not think that Brahma, the worshipped God, is separate from him. Brahma speaks, walks, acts, and laughs by himself. He himself steps, runs, sees, urinates as Brahma, he drinks water as Brahma, he begs. Thus, all is self, that is, since there are many obstacles in doing this, it will be difficult to fully implement it. But fully implement Nirguna Upasana. In Suguna Upasana, there are two emotions, and in Nirguna, there is one. The scriptures declare that Saguna is the most important, Nirguna is the most unimportant, Nirguna Upasana is greater than Saguna. For both Upasanas, there is only one liberation. These are not fruitful for one who does not have devotion to the self and devotion to the self. He who is strong and devoted to renunciation is not liberated. One should not practice yoga without upasana. To achieve both upasana and yoga together, the Atman will shine brightly, like 1,000 crore suns rising in his celestial body, and the yogi will attain liberation from the bliss of the form of Chidananda. As Upasana matures, Yoga matures. Just as one grasps both parts of a stick at the same time and catches a substance, so the aspirant should combine both Yoga and Upasanas every day and experience the bliss of Raja Yoga. Then, truly, he will be in the bliss of Brahman. In this way, the aspirant, having made the Supreme Brahman the protector, overcomes the pain of penance, and himself becomes illuminated with happiness. 49. Shanmukha folded his hands and asked with unparalleled devotion, O God of gods, resolve my doubt, my mind is restless. What is the fate of a man if he dies before attaining the ultimate happiness of yoga while practicing yoga with devotion? O God, he has left the body of karma and has left the body without completing yoga. Will he thus become a depraved being, attain eternal life or become inert? Single quote. Kanda. Listen, there is no harm to a person who has abandoned yoga with devotion. He will have great happiness in the worlds beyond. He will not be affected by bondage. It is false to say that a yogi has a bad fate after death. A person who has abandoned yoga will enjoy good pleasures in heaven for a long time and then be born in the house of the fortunate or in the family of those who know the philosophy. As soon as he comes to this world, he will become a worthy authority in knowledge. His intellect will continue in the practice of yoga. But it is difficult to obtain the final fruit of yoga. Listen, Shanmukha, a yogi may be born in a lower caste of humans according to the results of his actions, but he will never be reborn in a lower caste of humans, such as an animal, a worm, or a pig. Even though he is born in a low caste, he will not abandon his virtues and go to the house of the Brahman devotees. He will not forget his self-contemplation and will not be distracted by other matters by the merits he has earned in the past. He will attain a greater fruit of yoga than he attained in his previous birth. He will achieve yoga in the world without fear of death. When yoga is attained, sins will be removed. Then, by serving the Brahman devotees, he will be free from his doubts, will know his own nature, will cast off all the impurities of the external world, and will become free from this life. Verse. Listen, O hero, a person will leave his native village to go to another town and return to his native village. But it may take 2 days. Similarly, a yogi, even if he is reborn by fate, cannot fail to attain the supreme object in the next birth. The reason for the next births is lack of faith in the Guru, the scriptures, and the practices of yoga. If one asks how faith arises, one should study the Vedas and Shastras in the presence of a Guru and gain knowledge of their true meaning. If one does not study the Shastras from a knowledgeable Guru and does not understand them, then yoga becomes futile. Yoga will be fruitful for one only if one knows the interrelationship of all the Vedas. If one practices them with faith in oneself and the Guru's Shastras, one will attain liberation in this very birth. If one does not study the Shastras, but is asked whether the yogic siddhis are found in him immediately after birth, then he must have practiced the Vedas and Shastras in previous births. Therefore, the yogic siddhis will be fruitful for him now. Yoga does not taste like pleasure to those who have no previous education. For those who have the Shastras and Shastras of a previous birth, the word of a Brahmanist will be understood as soon as it falls on their ears and they will become liberated. Therefore, Gurus should not go and tell anything to the unworthy and unworthy. Listen, O brave one, after 100 or 200 births, those who are devoted to action will attain liberation and happiness by the grace of those who are devoted to knowledge. 61. My son, know that a yogi is superior to those who do good deeds. He is superior to ascetics. A yogi is superior to countless wise men. Therefore, O virtuous one, become a yogi. Up to this point I have told you to understand 2 types of worship. Recollect all this is truth and picture it. This is fruitful for yogis who are always happy. This is the full moon, a pond overflowing with joy. Know this is the true Brahma meditation. One should not speak these words, which are as subtle and sharp as the tip of a thorn, to thieves, hypocrites, those who are completely without mercy, lovers of beauty, and rascals. May those who hear this be auspicious. This is auspicious for the interpretation of all scriptures. It is auspicious for the speaker and the reader. Hearing the loving words of Samba Shiva in this way, Shanmukha was overjoyed. My dear, today the great harvest of my fortune has borne fruit, he said to himself. It was as if a bridge of condensed joy had been built over the river of his eternal worries. He forgot the words and remembered Sri Chidanandatma Guruvara, 66.